As I've done for several years, on Christmas, I read a story. Now, the story exists on different levels. It's the level that we'll hear, but the challenge is to go to a deeper level, to the truth that is behind the story. Tonight we'll read The Heart House by Edward Hayes. Once upon a time, there was a house shaped exactly like a human heart. It was 2 stories high and had a brick chimney. The Heart House also had a large front door, but the door had no knob on the outside and could only be opened from the inside. The Heart House only opened its door on certain rare occasions to let someone in. This fact shouldn't be too surprising, however, since it was an ordinary heart house and didn't have a lot of room inside. Birthdays and anniversaries were special days during the year when the Heart House opened its front door. But they were nothing at all compared to what happened on December 25th. With a cheery Merry Christmas, the door would swing wide open and out would come a shower of beautifully wrapped gifts. The flood of gifts would delight the friends of the Heart House and cause it to hop up and down with pride and joy. Yet, each time that its door would suddenly open for gifts to pour out, the Heart House always closed it again quickly. This was a good habit it had learned as a child from its parents. "Don't leave your front door open, dear," they had warned frequently. Who knows what kind of person or thing might wander in? Although it was located on a nice street in a lovely part of town, the Heart House wasn't happy. It did enjoy wrapping presents and giving gifts, but the joy didn't last. Looking for fulfillment, the Heart House had attended all kinds of workshops and seminars on happiness. It had even taken a 3-week course called the Open Door Movement. While it had learned a lot of techniques on how to open one's door more often, how to have a pleasant threshold, the Heart House found that childhood patterns are difficult to break. As a result, except for the gift-giving times, the Heart House kept its front door securely closed. This house rule was especially true in the case of visitors who appeared uncouth, who looked like they might track in mud on the rugs or swing from the drapes. The most impolite were guests who rearranged furniture without even asking permission. The Heart House loved a well-ordered, neat, clean house with everything in its proper place. When it heard someone knocking at its door, the Heart would peek out the small window upstairs to see who was down below. If the visitor had muddy feet or appeared to be the type that liked to rearrange furniture, the Heart pretended not to be at home. Now one night, less than a week before Christmas, as the snow lay deep on the earth and the full moon ice skated on the top of snowdrifts, a knock came at the front door of the Heart House. "Go away," said the Heart House. "I'm busy wrapping Christmas gifts." Again there was a knock, this time louder than before. "Who's there?" asked the Heart House. No reply came, only a much larger knock. So the Heart looked out the small upstairs window to see who was at the front door. Wonder of wonders, it was a little elf. From the Heart's point of view, however, it was a very large elf, much too large to let inside. "What do you want?" asked the Heart House from the small upstairs window. "I'm with the Santa Claus group, but I got separated from the others at the last rest stop. When I came out, the sleigh, reindeer, elf helpers, Santa, the whole show had left without me. I realize that I'm not one of the important elves. I guess they just didn't miss me. I've been walking for miles, and it's so cold, and I saw smoke rising from your chimney, and it looked warm inside. Could I come in and warm myself by your fire?" "You're too big for my little Heart House. Besides, you look like the type who likes to rearrange furniture." "Oh no, never," replied the elf. "I'm not that kind of person, and I don't have muddy feet either. I know that you're not a large Heart House, but that there's not room for all of me inside, but couldn't I at least put my feet inside to get my toes warm?" A long pause followed this request as the Heart was in inner turmoil over whether to let someone potentially dangerous inside. Finally, opening its front doors, it said, "Well, all right, you can put your feet inside, but I don't have time to visit. I'm too far busy wrapping Christmas presents." "I only want to warm my toes," said the elf. sliding his long legs inside the house until his toes were up against the old wood-burning stove. Ah, that feels wonderful. The Hart House made no reply, but only hummed a Christmas song as it prepared for its big giveaway on December 25th. "Beautiful gifts," said the elf, "look expensive." "Yes, they are beautiful, and some are expensive. I like to give the biggest and best gifts I can," replied the Hart House. "Would you like to give the best gift in all the world, the most adventuresome and exciting of all gifts?" asked the elf with a big grin. "I've been to every shopping mall in town, to every gift shop and department store, but I've never seen a gift that sounds that special. Tell me, what is it?" "Give away your front door." "What, are you crazy? My front door?" "Yes, tear it off its hinges. Not only is it the best gift in the world, it's the secret of Christmas. Gift giving implies being willing to receive as well as give. Gifts change people, but most folks don't like to be changed by others. It feels good to see others influenced by your gifts, but most people don't like to be changed themselves. Your front door swings outward in giving, but you prevent gifts from coming to you by closing your door right after you've given your gifts. Christmas is a risky time if you're open to receiving gifts as much as giving them. But if I no longer have a front door, then, yes, I realize there's a danger. People can come in and rearrange your furniture, make your life different and even more difficult. If you can take the risk, however, you will never become an old house. By staying open to being changed, you will be gifted with countless new ideas and untold possibilities. The elf turned his head slightly and listened. Hear that? The Hart House listened too. On the crisp night air, far off in the distance, he could hear the jingling of sleigh bells. They grew louder until suddenly there was a pawing of hooves and sleigh runners screeching to a stop on the top of the Hart House. "Ah, looks like I've been missed," said the elf with a laugh. "Merry Christmas, and thanks for letting me warm my toes while Santa and the gang returned to find me." 3 days later on Christmas, the Hart House rang out aloud, "Merry Christmas." Then with great apprehension, it tore off its front door and gave it away. It was the best gift it had ever given, and one that certainly changed its life. From that Christmas day on, the Hart House grew larger and larger until it became the biggest and happiest Hart House in all the land. On this Christmas, we need to open the doors of our own heart to Christ, and to Christ as he lives in other people. It might cause us to rearrange our furniture, but we too could be the happiest Hart House in the land.